Hi everyone, welcome to Soulfish. If you're new to the channel, thanks for being here. And if the messages resonate, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. You know, many of us right now are feeling this kind of uncomfortable, fear-based emotion thinking about what's coming next. And so for some of us, it's more personal, like what are we gonna do? What happens next as we continue to grow and change? A new job, maybe a new place to live, all of those kind of things, right? And then in a bigger context, there's a lot of dialogue in terms of what's happening in the world around us, right? And what's coming next there, and how do we feel more secure and stable? And to me, that's really what all of it is. It's about security, it's about stability, feeling safe in our skin, and then feeling safe wherever we're at, right? And I want to encourage you to know that your home first is wherever you are. You are your home. And this is a moving temple, right? And as far as the world, your next steps, whether it's a personal issue or whether it's whatever is going on around the world, a couple of things. One, you need to know that you're looked after, that this experience, this journey, this path you're on was meant to grow you, was meant to change you, for you to help change yourself and to change others. This is a co-creation practice. We get to co-create with Source and Spirit, and we get to co-create with each other. With the collective conscious, based on how we're feeling, then, we can either pull down information, or, if we're feeling bad or good, we can affect that collective conscious. So if you're feeling some of this fear, if you're feeling uncertain about the future, if you have some anxiety related to what's going on, both in terms of where you're at, you, as well as what's going on, around you or in the world, ultimately, you have to ask yourself, what can you affect? You can affect how you feel. You can affect how you respond to the stimulus. And in doing so, by raising yourself up, it raises everything else up around you, in addition to helping to fix the collective conscious, or as far as raising it, ascending it, however you want to view that. But the key is that your viewpoint, your focus on things that are out here, are always going to create a level of insecurity, making you feel unstable, because those are things that are outside of your control. Those are things that are outside of your knowledge base, of your day-to-day activities. And so we get caught up in those things because we get, frankly, tired of looking in. And for some of us, we don't even want to look in at all, right? We're always looking out. But the key to where we are right now, in this time that we're in, is for you to become comfortable with you. That is a lifelong process. It's about you believing in you, you believing that you're looked after, believing that you're loved, believing that you have value, that the value you bring is worth something. It's not just worth something to you, but it's worth something to all of us. And I can assure you it is. And so if you're one of those folks who right now are feeling really uneasy about what's coming ahead of you, or what's coming next, let go. Just let it be. You remember when you've been to places and you kind of had this built up idea of how it was going to be, and then you show up there and then it's really bad, it's worse than what you thought, that's one option, or it's really good. In other words, it's much better than you ever would have thought, right? And in both of those scenarios, you are the observer. You are the guy witnessing what's happening. So think about that. You show up and all of a sudden it can be either way, right? So I remember Einstein and those guys all got together and they were talking about how consciousness affects the outcome of certain experiments. So y'all remember Schrodinger's cat, right? Where a cat is put into a box, and based on your observation, the cat lives or dies basically because you are there and based on how you're feeling. That's kind of how this is. Now think about that. If your beingness is a certain level and you raise that, and it's in a good place, let's say, then you might be thinking, hey, that cat's alive, right? And therefore it is when you open the box. If you're coming from a negative place, a down place, you may say, nope, the cat's dead. And when you open up the box, it may be. So I'm throwing this at you to say, think about that. How you and where your beingness is affects everything around you. So if you have any of this little fear, anxiety, questions that are bringing you in a downer state about what's coming next, just know that if you focus on you, if you focus on the inside, ground yourself and work with you, everything else will take care of itself. Everything will take care of itself. The security and the stability you're looking for are found here. Are found here and in your connection with Source and Spirit. You're never going to feel secure and stable with money or with the world and its condition and how it changes based on, all the other factors going on there, cosmic stuff. Think about it, all this stuff that you have no control over. In fact, even your eyesight, right? 99% of what exists, you can't even see. For me, on a Source and Spirit standpoint, that is so much more real when I'm in that space than when I'm here in the third dimension looking around at what we all seem to have our attention on. So please know that this is the right time for you to let go to you. You've done it so many ways in the past and tried so many things. What if you just say, hey, the constant in all of those things I've done has been me. And in all those things, I'm still here and I'm good and I'm a good person. And I've learned a lot. And now I can apply that. Instead of worrying about what the result is, the Tao says, do the work and let it go. In other words, don't continue to recycle both the good and the bad. In other words, do your work. And if you're in that space when you've done that work, guess what happens? The seeds are already planted and everything will grow from there. I hope that's helpful.